I press to when you need to speak?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Natasha Makes. I'm back. Thank you, everyone. I am. Gemma's in the corner. I'm back. SJ's just text saying you live. Yes, we are. Thank you so much. I've got my pliers in hand. Looks like I've been doing some DIY.
You've been busy.
I know.
Been busy.
Pliers.
A nice, peaceful morning.
Do you know what? It's been lovely. It's been really... You say it's been peaceful. I turned the music down when everyone got here.
Yeah, okay.
Just me and a bit of a sing-song before that.
It's good for the soul. Good for the soul.
Isn't it? It really is. How have you all been?
I mean, I think a good sing-song this morning is a great way to start the week because we all had a bit of a shock last week.
Well, we did, didn't we?
I had a good old sob.
You did. So, yeah. I mean, firstly, we should acknowledge, absolutely, we should acknowledge the passing of our Majesty the Queen and thank her, really.
Yes.
For 70 years.
Absolutely.
70 years service. That is incredible.
I mean, 70 years.
For a job that she didn't really want to do.
As monarch. But let's not forget, prior to that, she was a princess and, I mean...
Oh, yeah, she didn't exactly just mess around, did she?
She was out on official duty abroad when her father died.
Doing all of that shenanigans.
So an entire lifetime of representing our country so beautifully.
Yeah.
Ali's on YouTube and she says, "Good morning all, what an amazing woman Her Majesty was. Could we all be sparkling, bright to the end and die in our own beds?"
Well, do you know what? Absolutely.
Right. Surrounded by people who love us, in a place that we love.
Yeah. So,
what an incredible, incredible woman.
So, so today's show, we've changed it a little bit.
Yes.
To reflect that. We didn't feel that Halloween makes were massively appropriate, if I'm honest. So we've made it autumnal.
We have.
Instead. We
have got the bags up because someone very special made those.
Oh yeah, so this is the other part of it. I did promise. So Captain Small, my daughter.
Can we just remind ourselves of how old Captain Small is, please,
Captain
Natasha?
Small is 3.
She's 3 years old.
3 years old. She is tall like me. Not quite as tall as me. She keeps saying, "Mummy, when am I going to be as big as you?"
Yeah.
I'm like,
soon.
Well, not yet.
Not yet.
I'm like my son, who is now only one size smaller in the shoe department than I am.
He's so tall.
At 8. What? Anyway, we digress. Captain Small this week, her new school have not quite managed to get Thursdays and Fridays sorted for her yet.
Yes.
So she's been at home crafting with me. There has been a lot of glue. Not going to lie. A lot of glue.
Yeah.
The Teflon pressing mats, by the way, make a great surface for her to craft on, just because my table might have suffered slightly. So, yeah, we have got, and this is me saying, it's not going to be Halloweeny, and then first thing I show you is a Halloween thing. We've discounted a lot of the Halloween stuff because we're not doing the Halloween show today.
We're not.
But these are the panels. If you have never made a trick-or-treat bag, it's got full instructions and stuffies, which are these little things here, and they make up into, I haven't actually stuffed them, I've sewn around them.
So cute.
But they are, and they glow in the dark as well.
And if you wanted to, you could just make some more plain tote bags because you'll have the pattern for the tote bag off the panel and put those on the front. So you could have even more tote bags.
So what you could do is just get some of our discounted. All of the Halloween fabric is really heavily discounted for you today. It's down to £4.99 rather than £6.95 half metre. It's only £4 off a metre.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's crazy.
But it just means that you could do these as the fronts, cut exactly the same size for the backs, and you've suddenly got 4 bags there.
Yeah,
and they are so.
Absolutely.
I put a bit of H640.
You pressed that on because you're not allowing her to use the iron. Let's be very clear.
She did help.
Yeah.
She did help.
She
I got her under the
ring.
table, plugging everything in.
Excellent.
Like, she's useful because she's little.
She is.
So Emily has now learned how to use my semi-industrial.
Yes.
Like, not just like a little 50 quid from Aldi job. No. She was straight in with the bad boy. And, and she did. She sewed these herself.
She did. She wouldn't let you help.
I'm not going to lie. Like, the bag handles might not be the straightest. the straightest stitching.
But it doesn't
matter. She's so proud of them. We box the bottom on one to give it a bit more oomph. That's her one because it's got, she says, pinky purple handles. So
nice.
That's why. And then Freddie's allowed the other one.
Yeah.
They are glow in the dark.
The
we don't trick or treat.
No.
Like because I feel a bit funny about it. We don't trick or treat, but we will go up to Grandma and Barry's and I will preempt them with stuff to stick in the bags.
And you know, when my kids were little, we did a thing called pick or treat, where I'd spend the day making cupcakes or like Rice Krispie cakes with them. And they'd be Halloween themed. We had a plastic cauldron that we'd load them all into, and then we'd knock on the neighbours. I'd have agreed with them beforehand that we'll pop round to say hello.
Right, yeah.
Meg and Gemma, I'd get them all dressed up, and we'd pop to the neighbours and see them, and they'd say pick a treat, and they'd hold the cauldron out so the neighbours got to take a treat off them.
I like that. I like that a lot better. Oh, I might do that.
Yes.
And I might, because obviously we now have neighbours.
Yes.
Which is really nice because normally we've lived on a road with no neighbours, so in the middle of nowhere. So actually, this is really nice. Yes.
And it's, do you know the number of people that their faces light up when the kids say pick a treat, because they go to get them some sweets, and then Meg be there going, no, pick a treat, take one. And Meg is like Emily, would absolutely love to be giving something anyway. Always. And it was lovely. It was a really nice way to meet people.
Well, in that case, I might do that.
Top tip for you.
I might just do that.
But before they go out, of course, they'll need to charge these bags.
Yes.
The fabric needs charging.
When we say they are glow in the dark, and I did actually, Freddie got some new glow in the dark pyjamas the other day, and this is the thing. So to charge them, what do we mean by that? They just have to be in UV light of some shade. That can be daylight, it can be anything, but obviously it will have been packaged, so it won't have had a light on it. So please don't think that when you get it out, it's just going to, you have to actually put it in sunlight.
Leave it out in the light during the day.
To charge it, and then come night time, you're good to go. And it's absolutely great. So do take a look, because we've got fabulous panels as well in this stuff as well, haven't we? And we've got fabric with spiders on and
double-edged border.
All sorts. This is your double-edged border, so it means top and bottom are the same, with the haunted house.
Make a lovely skirt, that.
Oh, I might, yeah.
A really cute little skirt. And then that's an easy costume, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is an easy costume for Captain Small.
Little elasticated waist, job done.
Wow, even the pillowcase dress.
Yes, absolutely.
So, we have got, and we will get off Halloween in a minute.
Yeah, we're going to get this out the way.
We've got one of these bundles left. We haven't even got all of this fabric.
No, this was from last year.
Yeah, so
we thought, because
some of these sold out
of this one, and it mixes and matches beautifully with this year's, and I know some people will be like, oh, I love that collection and I couldn't get it.
This is the last fat quarter bundle that we have got of this. Any extra fabric that we've got has all gone on at a really discounted price in our fabric clearance page at natashamakes.com. So, but otherwise, if you want all 15 fat quarters, you know what these would make beautiful bags? You know, we did the 4 out of 2 fat quarter.
Perfect if you want to do pick a treat.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or if you're just going to do a very quick up to your parents trick or treat.
Yeah.
So that they feel like they've got something in there, but they haven't got one of these because that's the other thing, like the size of the things that you get in the supermarkets it's like that they're supposed to fill.
Enormous swag bag. Yeah,
and
ridiculous.
It's just like,
it's presumptuous, isn't it?
It's presumptuous. Not only that, but if my kids had that much sugar,
oh, absolutely.
You know, I'm not being funny, but they wouldn't sleep for a week.
Quite.
That would not be okay.
That would be really nice to put, say, a little bag of Haribo or something like that in each one and take them into school to give one to each child if your child wants to do that.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So this is the only fat quarter bundle that we've got left.
So that fat quarter bundle is Castle Spooky collection.
And you have discounted that heavily, haven't you, Gemma? Because it is the only one that we've got.
It's the only one that's got £15 off that one bundle. I know. I've only got one, and I just thought let's be really silly with it. £15 off.
Hang on. We don't agree that.
Right. When you're not here, I can do what I like, so I figured I can do what I like this morning.
Okay. You have noticed I'm back, right? You have noticed I'm here.
For now.
Yeah.
But that bundle is the Castle Spooky collection, and then by the half metre, you've got the Haunted House collection. They coordinate brilliantly. Absolutely brilliantly.
Right. What I'm going to show you next is
yes. So just
also...
Can we just reiterate, Natasha, for anyone who is joining us a little late?
Good morning.
We were planning a Halloween show today.
We were.
It's not going to be a Halloween show today.
It's more autumnal.
Yes.
You know, because it felt a bit wrong.
We promised young Emily that we would start the show and show everyone what she's made, because she made the bags behind Natasha.
And we've got panels for those.
And we have panels for those
in 2 different colourways. So, and again, they are heavily discounted. The Halloween fabric is heavily discounted because of not doing like the proper Halloween show that we had planned. But Gemma, I believe you might have popped a little discount. I might have spotted a little discount on these as well.
Yes. So these are from, I mean, Natasha loves the name of this collection. This is Snuggle Season. Snuggle Season. I mean, just adorable. I love
Snuggle
this.
Season. Emily will tell you that she is the world's best snuggler.
And sewer and driver and all the things.
Oh, yeah, no, she's also the world's best driver, which is slightly terrifying. So I've told you guys that story, haven't I? Where she screamed her head off for half an hour in the journey home because I wouldn't let her drive.
I had one like that. See, Meg never threw a tantrum. You know this. You saw Meg when she was tiny. She was angelic.
Yeah,
unless you put her in the car because she wanted to drive. Fortunately, she passed the driving test on the 1st of August. She can now drive wherever she likes.
Yay!
But when she was Emily's age, I just couldn't imagine another Lord knows how many years of her not being able to drive. So,
I mean, it is one of those things. But you've got pumpkins, you've got gnomes. What else do you need in life, really?
Well, quite. They're just adorable, aren't they?
And again, you know, if you're going to make little gift bags, because we're looking at harvest now, aren't we?
Yes,
we're getting into harvest. I went to school assembly for the new school. They have a family assembly every Friday. I've got to go every week.
Ah, lovely. You'll look forward to that.
They sang a hymn and everything. I can't remember the last time
You've got to remember them all now. You've got to sing nice and loud. It's very important.
We can practice my children
when you're here. We can practice the hymns while you're here. Inga will love it.
Oh, there's going to have to be like an All Things Bright and Beautiful, isn't there?
I do think we need a Natasha Makes choir.
Who
else is in on the Natasha Makes choir, viewers?
I don't know if Glenys is, but she's here with us. Morning Sue, morning Margaret. I was in a cloud at the Oval on Saturday for the first rendition of God Save the King. That's a sports event. Could hardly sing. Lots of eyes wiped and noses blown afterwards. I'm not surprised. And listening to the BBC coverage where they kept saying His Majesty the Queen when they were talking about the King. 3 times he did it on the top.
That poor chap, he just couldn't get it out.
No, he couldn't. It's been so many years, 70 years. And
of course.
You know, when is that ever going to happen again?
No.
It's not for like the next 3 generations at least, right? Morning Lizzie, lovely Lizzie. Emily's friends must be so envious. She's just starting to make them. If I'm honest, just starting. She did tell me we went for an ice cream on a Friday. That's our little thing. After school, we go down to the veg shop. We have an ice cream, and a lot of the other kids do. And she said, "Mummy, that's my best friend." I said, "Oh, lovely. What's her name?" I don't know. She's my best friend.
Of all the friends I've made so far, that one is best.
Yes.
This week, next week,
there might be a different one.
Yeah,
they're only 30 in the school, so she can't get through that many.
No.
The biggest craft supply room ever, with permission to do whatever she likes. What? And within reason. Yeah, no, Lizzie, let's not give her that. No. Morning, Joe. Hello. Good morning, Lisa. She's looking forward to the pumpkins. Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Ali B. Morning, all. Sad times. Away in the van at Climber Park. Trying to get used to this pad thing.
Oh.
You'll get there. Morning, Anne. She loves the Snuggle season.
They are adorable.
You can almost smell like cinnamon and ginger, can't you, with it?
Yes. And I love these because if you're not a Halloween person but you like to do autumn, I've got the most beautiful. In fact, I really wanted it for the set today, but Mr. Thomas, as usual, couldn't lay his hand on it at short notice. We've got a beautiful autumnal, with faux pumpkins, etc. garland. I actually want to recreate it because I want to make one that will go with my lounge. No, I want to make some of your fabric pumpkins. I might use some Snuggle season because you've seen those colours that go in my lounge. Yeah. And I want to put it above the fireplace. I think it looked great.
Nice. That's the thing. So I always used to. I've got a copper bowl, and I always used to fill it with gourds. So I used to buy them from the market and fill it with gourds until I found them and then I'd forget about them and then they'd rot.
And the top looks fine, and then there's just a funny smell.
Yeah,
and it's the underneath.
Yeah. It's exactly.
And then you're like, what?
And then I feel slovenly because I clearly haven't dusted them or anything. Yeah. So what I've done now is just make the fabric ones. The other thing that we're going to have a very quick look at is how to make a unicorn out of a butternut squash
or a vegetable.
Well,
we had an interesting time.
That's not a root vegetable, is it?
They are. Yeah.
Do they not? I thought they grew above ground.
Hang on.
Like a pumpkin. It's a gourd, isn't it?
You're quite right. Butternut squash. Good old Google. Hi. Although Margaret's on, she'll probably just tell me.
Oh, Margaret will know all about our vegetables. Morning, Julia. She says, have an ear on you on the tablet and the other on the TV Westminster Tributes. Yeah. You know, you've got to do what you think is best, don't you? Oh. Morning, Tina. Morning, Barbara. Oh.
Squash.
Yeah. But of the butternut.
Because they grow, because butternut squash is a type of squash.
Yeah.
And because they're edible flowers and they grow into a fruit, it's a fruit.
It's a fruit?
Yep.
Oh. What is the autumn brassica on the shelf? Is that Philip Jacobs again? Yes, it is.
It's new.
It is brassica and brown. It is rather delightful, and I've used it to make my doorstopper pumpkin this morning.
I love the way you picked that up so effortlessly. It's got reasonable weight to it.
It does have reasonable weight.
She is quite strong. From throwing out like half a ton of hay on the regular.
So, yeah, no, it does, and that was the whole reason of making it this size, was for it to have weight, because I wanted that to be a doorstopper. Have doors that slam now, require door stoppers.
Yes.
And I just think that that's really lovely. So I made it. Yeah, that is a Philip Jacobs. It is brassica, and it is brassica in brown. And when I made it, and I said to him, "Oh, could you just tag it on the show, please?" She went, "Tag it? It's not loaded."
I think
Can't
that
tag
one,
what's not loaded.
You know, I think that is.
What?
It's totally Inga's colours. She's grabbed
that. Do you
that.
think she's taken it off?
Stroked it, put it on the shelf, and then just not put it past me. We have a system where things have to come past me so that they can be added to inventory, and that one hasn't.
No, that'll have been an Inga.
I'm going to go and check the other brassicas later, make sure they're all on. I bet you there's another sneaky one here.
Morning, Sue. Morning, Mary. Morning, Francis. Morning, Kirsty. I'm in for the choir. Oh, excellent. Lovely. Morning, Anne. Oh, Vicky's here. I've been eyeing that up as well. The brassica. Are we taking that home for you tonight? Morning, Margot. Rebecca's up for the Natasha Makes choir. Excellent. Can you do do you reckon we could do like a Zoom practice?
Or a Teams thing, Teams or Zoom or something.
Something like that.
Or house party or something.
Karen says that she's trying to tidy her work table, but it's got a little bit ridiculous. I mean... you tried to tidy your craft room.
I've spent 2 days sorting my fabrics. I will admit, I've got 5 drawers of fabrics that just look incredible now, because they're all on their end, so you can just see them a cape in one drawer and
very
so on and so forth. But my room now looks worse than it did when I started, I feel, which is... You've got to break some eggs to make an omelette.
Yes. Debbie says, morning ladies, love autumn. I make beautiful door wreaths with acorns, etc. She collects from her garden. Oh, lovely.
Debbie, please make some fabric pumpkins to go in amongst them. I think it'll look incredible.
Carol wants to change the subject completely. Needs advice on a low loft batting for her grandson's quilt who lives in Dubai. Any suggestions? Low loft, I would look at cotton or cotton bamboo.
Yeah, cotton bamboo, 50-50.
Or the new soy one is really nice that we've got as well. So take your pick. Just basically not polyester.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Morning, Susan. Morning, Fiona. Yeah, you see, Fiona says butternut squash choreographer. Oh, Margaret was a chorister.
Oh,
yeah,
amazing.
She could sing first soprano down to alto. Nowadays, I have to stick to mezzo. Yeah, I'm first soprano down to mezzo. I've got quite good range too.
I haven't a clue. I just belt them out, Tash, and to me they sound great. To everyone else, not so much.
Anne's asked how long my commute is now. 4.5 hours.
However, your daily commute isn't that.
No, it's not.
No, because you lives with me.
Anne says, morning ladies, just done grandma's school run. My mum's had to do grandma's school run this morning. Yeah.
Ali has said also, did you see that there was a group of horse riders that lined up in the field as the cortege went past, moving Her Majesty? And what set me off yesterday was a load of farmers when they were travelling up one road. A load of farmers both sides of the road had got their tractors and all their farm equipment and lined up either side of the main road as well.
Wow.
And like got their big scoops up in the air and all of that to salute this and I just lost it.
Should they have been like half mast?
It was amazing. I just lost it. It was like you know, with the swords. Oh, just amazing.
Our neighbour opposite's got a flag at half mast. Morning, Laurie. Lovely to have you with us this morning, Laurie. She's morning, ladies. Love the brassica. So autumnal. It is, isn't it? Sue says, morning, ladies. I've got some glow in the dark fabric from you. Forgot it was made a travel duffel bag on holiday in Wales last week, and it glows lovely at night.
Did you see Amanda's comment? Bless her. Yeah. Sorry, late on. Who is Tash talking to?
Oh,
the gnome in the corner.
Oh, it's Gemma. I was stuck in the corner.
Just me, usual me.
We used to have like side by side, and occasionally we do.
We did last week.
But it was more, I think, like when I used to present at Create and Craft and Sewing Quarter and stuff like that, I always felt a bit like a spare part just sort of stood there peering.
Yeah.
So we just stick Gemma in the corner.
Yes.
And then she can just check anything that we need checking on the computer, and it's...
And I can be in the daytime equivalent of pyjamas.
Yes.
But on the days where I need to present, and I've actually got to, put full face on and some presentable clothes, then sometimes I'll hover up there. For Jane I do, because I'll press for her.
Yeah, no, sometimes it's appropriate.
Sarah, I didn't. I ducked
you just let her loose.
Wobbling corner. Yeah.
Right, now, I don't know if any of you have noticed. I love this. This is my unicorn butternut squash.
It's amazing, Tash.
So, the story behind this is we got this book months ago. And when I decided to move to Cornwall, Gemma and I bought a big diary, didn't I, that goes up on the wall, and we planned every single show from now until June next year.
We did.
All in the diary. And because Emily's got her birthday coming up next week, we thought we would make things that were autumnal, but also that we could have, I could decorate the house for her birthday with.
And also to give you guys a decent lead time. You can get this stuff in well in time for Halloween.
Yeah, it wasn't all about me.
It wasn't completely just, Emily's birthday, let's do that. I mean, it was to start with.
Yeah, it
then
was
there was actual real business reason.
What would double up as a really good thing. So,
oh dear.
And this came up. Now, the book is called Pumpkin Crafting, and it is delightful, and I'm going to show it to you in just a second. But there was a small flaw in our plan.
Yes, a quite large flaw, as it turned out.
And having visited most of the supermarkets between here and Cornwall, I can categorically tell you they don't sell pumpkins until next month. Next month is pumpkin month. In America, you can always get pumpkins because they like a pumpkin pie all over the shop, don't they? In this country, forget it. No. So I have had to change slightly some of the makes in the book, but the book is utterly delightful. It's not staying here, it's coming home with me, by the way, just so you know.
No, well, I spotted it and said, I don't know whether you'll do a show out of this or not, but clearly this book has got your name all over it.
I know. Well, I mean, look at this. So this is the unicorn. And I have to say, it takes like 5 minutes to make.
Yes.
And so you could make this with your kids.
Yes.
And I will make one with Emily.
Yes.
And I just want to show you, because I tried to buy for you guys some unicorn horns.
Yes.
They were, firstly, like £11.99 for four.
Silly.
That's ridiculous. And secondly, they weren't sparkly. So what's the point, quite frankly?
Quite.
I mean, just no. So all I've used for that are some of our flowers, which we have got on the show. We sell 40.
What you got?
I've got these.
There we go.
40 of the flowers in, they're 10 of each colour. So you can have those. That's what I've used. Or if you want a bit of bling.
Yeah, blingy ones.
Then we've got the ones with the bling in as well. And they're a pack of 30.
Not many of those left
but they've got the bling. I don't know if we can make any more of those, actually. I think we were short on one colour. And these are just really handy to have. Really handy to have, because you could also, you could You could sew some onto there, couldn't you? Have something rather lovely on there. They're just really lovely to just add into things. But this is the book.
I do think these are one of those things that, like you said to me the other day, when you looked through this book and you planned out,
I wanted to do it all.
Have you got some fabric flowers? Can you get them out ready for me? Now, if you've got these in your stash and a project like this comes up, it's like the sparklies.
Well, also, so my craft room is, with all my sparkly paper crafting stuff, is still in the Midlands.
Yes.
But otherwise, I would have gessoed and done the right thing. But actually, I don't think it matters in the butternut squash.
No,
so this is Pumpkin Crafting. It's by Jen Rich, and I thank her massively because it's just beautiful. And I mean, I love it. I've done that with the vomity pumpkin.
Oh, so have we. It's so much fun. And the thing is, this is an entire half term's worth of entertainment in this book.
It is. Get those bandages out your first aid kit and wrap a potato.
Some of them aren't that messy.
No, I know.
Exactly. Bandage round a vegetable.
They're really not.
And pen.
Now.
Or googly
carving
eyes.
Tools. I'm just going to show you because all the things that she carves, all the templates are on the back.
Just brilliant,
pages.
Aren't they?
Oh, they are fantastic.
You do not need to be that
So
arty.
you've even got all of your star signs, everything. So you don't have to be arty, you can just trace it, which is fabulous. Which meant that you are going to need carving tools. Now, if there's something I like to do every year, it is a bit of pumpkin carving.
Yes.
Please don't be tempted to buy like the $1.99 stuff from the supermarkets because they snap and bend. Ask me how I know. So these ones are significantly more robust because, I've got to use them. So you've got and they're serrated there so you can scoop out all the innards, you can get in and chisel, you can poke the bits that you have cut in and carved. Okay, so we've got a 4-piece set there, and these just stay in my cupboard all year round, and we whip them out at various times. So we've got a few kits of that. So if you're buying the book, maybe treat yourself to a set of those. Like I said, they're more robust than the cheapy ones that you get in the supermarket. And here we go. So you've got all sorts, and it shows you how to hollow out using the pumpkin seeds, keeping the pests away. I mean, you've got all sorts of different levels. They are not difficult. I mean, look at that. I mean, for harvest, like if you're not into Halloween but you just love harvest, could you imagine that in your fireplace?
Beautiful.
Be gorgeous, wouldn't it?
Absolutely beautiful.
There are just so many utterly delightful. Have you seen that with the succulents?
And that's the great thing about this, actually, is a lot of it is not Halloween-y. It's really just beautifully autumnal.
This was what I absolutely adored.
Yes.
So, but I couldn't get a pumpkin.
Couldn't get a pumpkin.
So, but you can get, like, I did check, and you can see, because a friend of mine's got a peacock, and she gave me a whole load of feathers, and they've been used, I'm not going to lie, as cat toys around the house quite a lot. So I saved some. Here they are. And actually what I made, whoops, was this. So this is, again, butternut squash, because they have pumpkin. But and this took 10 minutes this morning. So you can paint, you can spray, you can do whatever to your pumpkin or your butternut squash. I've got a little bit of felt there for his beak on a piece of paper that I've stuck to the top. This is a gluey project, and I will always use your Pin Flare gel glue. It's just phenomenal. And then, yeah, I've got duct tape that I've stuck the feathers on the back and pinned in place. So I lay the feathers out on the desk and then put duct tape on top of them and then pinned them into with drawing pins and you know your sacrificial pins?
Yes,
yep.
Always got to have a sacrificial pin.
Onto the back. And that is going to go in my fireplace when I get home.
Beautiful.
It will last about 5 minutes before the cats kill it. But,
Margaret thought your unicorn might be a cat in a hat. It could be, should you wish.
It could be a cat in a hat.
Add some whiskers.
Do you know what though? You could do whiskers. You could. Different shapes here though. But look. Put a little beauty spot on.
And some blush.
And some
I don't know if everyone can see the blush. A little bit of blush.
A little bit of blush there. And that is just my blusher. That was a Sharpie pen. I'll show you how to do this in a minute. But this is an Aurora Borealis charm. We've got packs. They're $1.99 for a set of 50, and they're various shapes and sizes. Acrylic Aurora Borealis. You can sew them on, or you can just glue them on. It is up to you. And like I said, this is just out of a cardboard box. So it's one of those things that a few little bits, and it just looks fabulous. I think. Oh, hang on. So there's your peacock. Rather love him. But yeah, jelly beans and all sorts. And
beautifully photographed as well, isn't it?
It's really beautiful. Really beautiful. But I mean, look, some googly eyes and you're done, aren't you?
Yeah. I love that, you know, they've come up with some of these projects that require no mess as well, because obviously, you know, Mr. Thomas is Mr. Clean.
Yeah.
Carving of pumpkins does set him off a little bit.
Yeah. Pumpkin painting.
But being able to paint things and stick things on them.
Look at the glittery bits. Oh, I haven't got
It lasts
that on
long.
Overhead. That might help for everyone
help.
to see. Yeah.
But they
rather than you watching me just enjoying the book, which I do enjoy hugely. Look, I'll backtrack. Oh yeah, you liked the gnome ones, didn't you?
Yeah.
But look at this, aren't they gorgeous? And you can go, so you could go foraging for a bit of moss and some autumnally bits with your kids or your grandkids. I just think they make
lovely
fabulous.
Gift, this book. Just so lovely.
One. They're brilliant. It's really, really lovely. And you know, you don't have to carve, you can just paint.
And actually, if you are just painting and there's no carving going on, your pumpkin will last longer.
Absolutely.
It's not going to go off quite so quickly.
And then you've got your pumpkin recipes at the back. Oh, look at that. That looks so good.
Yes, we won't let Natasha loose on the pumpkin recipes.
Do you know what?
Well,
unless I could do that.
Some of them, yes, but not the baking ones. Definitely not the baking ones. Natasha does not bake.
I do not bake.
No.
Cream of pumpkin and apple soup I could do.
We'd let you off.
Yes,
soup
Vitamix.
Yes.
That would do it. This is on the show, guys. We have got this on the show. It is available. It is $12.99.
Phenomenal, isn't it?
I just love it. I just love it.
Really lovely.
So yeah.
Natasha, a couple of important announcements.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sue, I mean, first of all, just I have to share because she got some of your glow in the dark fabric before from us.
Yeah.
She said she forgot it was.
Oh, we've had this.
She made us. Oh, so you have seen that?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I must have been half asleep for that bit when I was tapping away.
That's right.
But also, we've had someone ask how to find today's product. Very
Gemma,
important.
that's over to you.
Have we changed the website? No Monday. Where do I find today's items? SJ, if you're listening, make it Monday's missing. SJ's had a little shimmy around of the website because we launched the new Kaffe Fassett Collective fabrics.
Yes, now we haven't told you about this. It's been in all the newsletters. If you've looked at your newsletters, then you will have seen the new 65 bolt collection, fabric collection, has arrived here at Natasha Makes. We wanted to give you the best chance to get it at the best possible prices. We can hold these prices for a week only, and we launched it, was it Thursday or Friday?
Thursday, I think.
Was it Thursday?
Yeah.
So you've got another couple of days to take advantage of it. It's on a tiered system. The more you buy, the more you save. So we're saving 5% on, is it one?
So,
and then
yeah, basically we have, when you go to the front page of the website, you have 3 scrolling pages, and that's where you'd normally find your Make It Monday.
There you go.
That is currently missing because of our Kaffe deals.
Make a deal. Yeah.
When you purchase 1/2 metre, you can get 5% off, and there's a code for that. 2/2 metres, 10% off. 3/2 metres, 15% off. If you are buying 5 or more half metres, you can get a whacking 20% off your Kaffe.
That's why we can't hold it for very long, because it is quite ridiculous. But you know that we love Kaffe, and we just, for those of you that have, we know that everyone's a bit like worried about heating and all this kind of stuff. So we're just trying to help as much as we can.
We are.
Now the other thing to say about that is that will last until Thursday, and then that deal is done.
Sure.
And you can buy in multiples. For anybody new to us, if you buy like 2 units, you'll get it as a metre piece. We will cut it incrementally for you.
Yes.
That's no problem. And then also we will show all of those in the flesh. In fact, Vicky was asking yesterday, are you going to actually show them? We'll show them in the flesh tomorrow. John Cole Morgan's in, we will show you all of those, because he hasn't seen them either yet.
No.
So we'll show you the whole collection tomorrow for those of you that are big cave fans. A lot of those, I was going through them with Jane this morning. I was going, oh, pumpkins out of that, pumpkins out of this, pumpkins out of that. So yeah, do take a look at that and make the most of that code. You can only use one code. So if you're not buying cave and you're not taking advantage of that code, remember that the code for the free half metre still stands.
It does.
If you spend £50 and over.
It absolutely does. The thing to just mention though, obviously the reason I've said that is that if you can't find the Make It Monday page where you'd normally look at those front scrolling banners, because we've got a lovely big banner up explaining how that promotion works, all you need to do is go to the Natasha Makes website. At the top of the page, you will see our Watch Live tab. If you click Watch Live and scroll down, click View All the products are there in a collection, just as they normally would be on the Make It Monday page.
So also in there, you have got these 3 Tim Holtz fabrics. It's a bit eclectic today with what we've got. So these are, they're sort of Halloween-y.
Yes.
You've got sort of trick in there and candy and pumpkin in there. So again, this was something that Emily and I did this week, and we made these pumpkins together, and she absolutely loved it. Really loved it, because I hand stitched a machine stitched down the side, I'll show you in a minute, and then hand stitched around the base and hand stitched the top, and then she was able to stuff them, and she absolutely loved doing it, and I just think they look fabulous together. These are going to be on my sideboard at home. Now if you're wondering how we've done the tops, before we did them with cinnamon sticks, but then we've also got for you, if you want to get these, and you can see they just they go in and they don't come out because they've got the little barbs on there, and you've got 6 different styles, and we've got a handful of these on the website for you. There you go. But they just look great. We've done these out of velvet and all sorts, haven't we?
We have
now.
Yeah, they look great in velvet as well.
They look really just in it. They do look lovely.
It's not just the normal pumpkins that you don't dust.
No. It's any pumpkin I don't dust. But we've had those up there for over a year now.
We have. Lovely Lisa Chandler's with us, Natasha.
Morning,
she says,
Lisa.
"Hello, I'm here. I'm just sitting quietly in the corner with Gemma." Crowded over here, you know. Really crowded over here.
It is. But it's lovely to have your company, Lisa.
It is
indeed.
It's lovely to have everyone's company.
These are coming. Gemma, did we put these with the put these with the pattern, didn't we? With the pumpkin pattern. Sorry, I've slept in drunk gin since we last discussed the show.
So in that order, the gin first, then she slept. Let's just get this the right way round.
It's good gin.
Yeah, it was really good gin. Cornish gin,
local Cornish gin.
Yes.
And actually, the bottle's going to make a lovely lampshade.
It really is lovely.
So these come with the pattern for making the pumpkin. It's available individually. And I'm going to show you I'm going to basically make the squash into a unicorn for you, and then also show you just how to do a little pumpkin, because we've got some brand new Moda fabrics as well. But what Gemma wanted to also put together was a little fat quarter bundle of the bumbleberries, because if you wanted an all year round gourd selection, then you need look no further than these. They would look absolutely glorious together as your pumpkin makes.
And I could take credit for choosing these particular bumbleberries. However, there's some beautiful new autumnal fabrics, and these are the fabrics that are recommended by Lewis and Irene to go with those. We've got a half metre of each cut if you don't want to lift the bolts, Tash.
I don't want to lift the bolts.
There we go,
my back
my
is
sweet.
Still absolutely...
I cut half a metre of each, so you didn't have to lift.
There
we go.
And I'm looking at them.
We try and look after you. We do try and look after you. So this particular collection is...
It even says, leave here for Tash, Monday's prep.
Yeah.
Thanks, darling.
Yeah, it's all right. These are called Autumn Fields Reloved by Lewis and Irene. So Autumn Fields was one of Lewis and Irene's best ever selling collections.
They do this, don't they? They take their best sellers and then they recolour them, re-enliven them, reimagine them. But how beautiful are they?
Exactly. So they're redesigned, there's some new additions. We didn't take a full collection of these. Natasha and I sat with the rep and yeah. we chose the best ones.
When we say rep,
the most beautiful ones.
What we actually mean is grandson of Lewis and Irene.
Amazing, eh?
Yeah.
He's lovely.
He's ever so nice.
He's very lovely, and
so it all just works beautifully together. Did you manage, Jem, to put a little bundle of these together, or is it?
It is in progress.
In progress.
Just sorting imagery out.
These are available by the half metre, as we say. But hang on, I'm going to have to show you these because look at them. Look at the little mouse faces in their little nests. I just think these are
adorable.
Glorious. Do you know what? Actually, it would be rather nice to make a pumpkin out of these as well.
Well, that's what I thought.
And have a little mouse poking their little noses out. Gosh, we ordered these ages ago, didn't we?
We did. I mean, we order our fabrics well in advance, don't we?
Yeah, we do. So these are what we got, and of course the bumbleberries just go so beautifully with them. The bumbleberries have got 7 different colours.
They have
in them, which makes them just the nicest blender. They are really rather fabulous. So yeah, if you are into your autumnal makes, I could see a lovely autumnal table runner out of these. Gorgeous, wouldn't it? Absolutely
really
gorgeous. So that's that.
I'm a little bit in love with the little mice anyway. I just think they're so cute.
Pop that up there somewhere. Right. What was I going to do? Right. Okay.
Yeah, we did cherry pick that collection. Sorry, not sorry. We chose the best ones, didn't we?
I think so.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I've got a wobbly one.
Have you?
Yeah.
Don't tell everybody.
No. Those of you eagle-eyed who were on the website, not the website, who read your newsletters. We did the newsletter slightly differently. For those of you that were feeling quite sombre, we didn't put deals in your face.
No.
You had to sort of click and look for them because it didn't feel right.
No.
But we also had lots of people saying that they wanted to do charity makes and what could they do and da-da-da-da. So we heavily subsidised on the Friday newsletter for you. And, you know, for those of you that took advantage of that, absolutely go for it. You know, because it's meditative, isn't it? For some people it's quite restful and calming. Now, we have got...
different, aren't they? You know,
no judgment here. You do you, baby.
Yes,
you do what you need to do. We have got, back by popular demand, Gemalala.
Yes.
In fact, in colours that we've never had before. And the beautiful thing is, these go so gorgeously with Lisa's fabrics.
We had gold of this before, didn't we?
I know. I can't get hold of the gold.
No,
not at the minute. We had this, and we made the square.
The square drawstring couch.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad we couldn't get the gold because it made us go, I'm sorry, you do what other colours?
You do all the colours in all the world.
Thank you.
So we've got grey, pink, aqua. Did we call it aqua or turquoise in the end? And red. Now these are just the tones that go with Lisa's fabrics. If you haven't seen these charmed fabrics on our website, please do take a look.
I did do something a little bit naughty as well.
Our Friday makes, our Friday deals. Look, you've got a bit of black sparkly.
Don't shout too loud about it. I did tag the Friday deals.
Did you? What was left? There wasn't a lot left, to be fair.
No.
You did spot them.
Yes.
But we have got whatever we have left over because we put some bundles together with Lisa's fabric so that you knew what colours went with what.
Yes.
But also we've got silver, we've got grey, we've got pink, we've got aqua, teal, not quite
I'm
sure.
just finding it.
And then we've got red and then we've got black. And any that we had left over after making up those kits has been put on cut to order.
Yes.
Now,
they're wide, you can see how wide
they are. They're 56 inches wide, and they've got like a cotton back to them and then glitter, but the glitter doesn't come off. It's not like a super shedding glitter or anything like that. So we love them, and at that point when I was trying to find unicorn horns, they're all falling over. When I was trying to find unicorn horns, we've also got them as bundles, by the way, as well. I was like, why am I going to pay 11 or so quid? I'm just not going to do it for 4 horns that I just know are going to be rubbish anyway. So,
for those who are seeking that fabric, it is glitter PU fabric.
Yeah.
We have it down.
So, let's just show you this. So it's soft on the back,
yes,
glittery on the front, but not hard glittery. You can dressmate with this.
It's
should you wish.
Yeah, it's back with polyester. It's back with polyester.
Yeah. Now, in order to make your unicorn horn at less than £11 something, oh, you can see I'm quite resentful of this.
Yeah.
Do you know what else I was quite resentful of, Gemma?
What's
when
that?
I got to Cornwall and started to do my prep.
Oh, yes, I do know.
And realised I'm just going to trim that off.
Great moaning down the phone about this, lovely viewers.
Just cut yourself a triangle, like any size will do. You can trim it back or whatever later. It doesn't have to be perfect. Yes. So I get to Cornwall and realise that I've so carefully packed all my prep.
Yes.
And it's so organised in little zippy bags and everything else.
Yes.
And then I get to Cornwall and I realise that I've left all of my rotary cutters here.
Yes.
And yeah, I had to go with Emily to Trago Mills. I don't know if any of you have had the pleasure. And
weren't you banned from there once?
I was banned from there. Yeah. They've forgotten. It's fine. I was banned from there. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, thanks for reminding everyone about that.
That's all right. You're welcome.
And yeah. And, so yeah, off we went to Trago Mills. And Emily looking around because Trago Mills has everything in it. And I had to buy myself stuff. I stock myself, which just went against all the grain.
But you had to buy stuff that you stock here.
Yeah.
As it turns out, inferior versions of.
Oh, do you know what? Yeah, that was the more annoying thing. Was that it was rubbish. I got really annoyed about it.
Yes.
So hence my ranting to Gemma.
Yes,
Poor
you
Gemma.
did.
She loves it when I rant. Would you believe it? But for anybody that's never been to Trago, it's a really weird place. And I think all the local farmers take their cockerels there if they don't want to like.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah. So there are just loads of random cockerels, and it was absolutely peeing it down with rain. And as we go, they were all just stood sheltering by the entrance for these cockerels. So Emily just thinks this is just the best place now ever because of all the cockerels. And
add this to the list of things you'd only see in Cornwall, shall we?
I know. And then had to ring Daddy to tell him the good news.
Excellent.
Daddy was thrilled to know about the cockerels.
Yes.
At Trago.
Yes.
Right. Basically, it's just like making a party hat. It's as simple as that. Pumpkins are tough and really hard work, says Sylv. That's why you need decent cutting stuff.
Yes.
Sylv. I'm just going to turn this through. And you can adjust this quite easily. But yeah, do you know what else I could do with these, Gemma?
What's that?
Is make headbands, unicorn headbands.
Nice.
For someone's birthday. Who's already putting in muchos. Demands.
Is she really?
Well, we haven't had broadband until finally Saturday we got broadband, which has meant that she's had to watch. I'm just going to trim this down, so I'm just going to have a little look as to how big I want this
television.
to be. I know. God, I did make that quite big, didn't I? Didn't make such a big horn. Yes, she's been watching regular TV, and what I have noticed about said regular TV are all the adverts.
Oh.
Normally I can just like plug her into Autumnal for a little bit. I'm just going to use my scraps to stuff, by the way. And yeah, Mummy, all the adverts, Mummy, wouldn't you like me to have that? No. But that's what it is. Mummy, wouldn't you like me to have that?
No, I would not.
But I'd like it, I know.
Yes.
I know you would. Wouldn't you like? No. Mummy, can I have that? No. No. And no.
Bless her. God loves a trier.
Yeah, no, absolutely. God loves a trier. Keep on trying, Emily Ellis. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
And Freddie's just sitting muttering in the corner going, don't know why she's bothering. She's not going to give in.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. There speaks the voice of experience. Right. So.
Yep. He knows. Absolutely no point.
And quiet tone of being completely resigned to it, bless him.
Yeah. Did I use better scissors than... Oh. Where did these ones come from, Jen? These are fun.
Those are Sarah Payne's, I think.
Are they?
She's left them.
Don't use those.
Oh, I spotted them just as I was about to go home the other day.
So who's they? She's in Venice anyway, doing painting and stuff.
So there's no point asking her about her scissors because she won't care right now. She will be far too busy having a fabulous time painting and designing things.
Painting and designing things. And then you just slot that over the top like that. I use drawing pins, but I realise that I've left them in the other room. Oh, so do you know what I'm going to use instead?
Sacrificial pins?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you could glue it in if you wanted, but it just means that I know that they're going to be in. You know what I looked for, and that was my sequin pins.
Yes.
But I don't know where I've put them.
I do.
Where? Are they down there?
Yes.
Oh, well, they would have been perfect.
Chris has said, bless her, she says, it's lovely to see you back in the studio, Natasha, but I'm sure it must have been an early start from Cornwall.
Oh, I stayed up last night.
She did.
I did. I stayed at Gemma's.
She did.
Yeah, I loved her. So then, get your glue. Make some ears. Now, should we do a cat one?
Oh, yes.
Can you have a cat unicorn?
Whiskers. Well, no, it's a cat with a party hat. Because it's going to Emily's party.
I will do nondescript ears.
Okay, good. A little bit of cardboard.
I know. I am wobbling.
Nothing wrong with a little bit of cardboard.
I don't think so. And also, it's sort of the same size as my same colour rather.
Karen's with us because it's not Tuesday.
It's not Tuesday.
And she says that the new cave is absolutely beautiful. She's already dipped into it. Elizabeth,
did you know, Karen, that we have the full collection at 20% off, which means that is over £100 discount.
Yes, it is, and that's on today's show.
So for those of you that love yourself a little bit of cave,
it's crazy.
Do enjoy. This is pin flare glue, and it is just fabulous. It comes with the little syringy thing.
This is the glue gel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing stuff.
It is great stuff, and I would just glue that onto there. If you want to pin them on, then do. But I'm going to use these flowers. Whoop. This one's on a bit of a tilt, this butternut squash. I would actually, if I'd have realised, just pop a little flower behind.
Auntie Lizzie's loving the book as well. She says the book is really gorgeous.
Oh, Lizzie! Lizzie.
She says, nearly funny. You nearly laughed.
More of a groan.
She does try.
She does try.
Always very trying. We love you, Auntie Lizzie.
So, yeah, I just pop 3 behind that just props up your ears. Are we going to make this into a cat? What do you reckon? Only because of Margaret. Blaming Margaret here for everything this morning.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to crack open another pack.
Vicky's got some requests, bless her. She says, if you have time at the end, could you please put the brown brassica next to the orange and red bumbleberries, or send me a little pic of. We'll also go off and check your bolt end sale later for backing fabric that might work. She's got a project in her head already. She's seen 2 fabrics.
She went home last night, didn't she, saying that she'd written down everything that she wanted to do project-wise and was going to check what she needed.
We've ruined it for her. We've thrown her a different fabric in the mix.
Sorry, not sorry.
You know, bless her. Caroline is in love with the cute mice.
Oh, they're just all gorgeous. They are all gorgeous. I mean...
Oh, JCM's with us as well.
I think JCM is going to be with us properly with us tomorrow.
He is. He says, you're looking so lovely, Tash. Very trim and gorgeous.
Oh, thank you, darling. I would cut that base. Had I realised it was on a wonk, I would have cut it. So I've got my ear, but actually it's quite good for you guys to see. Cut those ears, and then
John has added further information in, Tash, which I'm just going to very quickly share because...
Sharpie pen, hang on.
Oh, go on then.
Sharpie
go on
pen.
then.
You know, it's just like I'm doing a demo over here. Don't mind me. You just have a good old
Are you doing the same eyes?
I'm going to do the same eyes.
Cute.
Because
Love
they've
it.
got eyelashes. This is where I always think of your daughter, the way that she manages to like flick her eyeliner.
Oh, she's incredible, isn't she?
She's really good at it. Yeah.
I know. There we go. Look at that.
I haven't got my blusher though, that's still in my makeup.
Oh, I've got some blusher, but do you need like cream blusher rather than powder?
No, I just use powder.
Oh, I've got powder blusher here. Yeah, I just was going to say, anyone who's tuned in based on what I told them was going to happen today last week will be expecting John, because originally he was going to be here today and you were going to be doing the show tomorrow, but it had to swap around, and John's given more information in the chat about that for anyone who's interested. He's all okay. Oh yes, Whisker. And he says he's back in tomorrow. I feel like you're going to have to do a cute little pink nose as well. Or even a little black nose. Cats can have a little black nose, can't they? I feel Emily's going to be very pleased to have a cat in the mix. Oh, Karen says, we once went to Trago Mills whilst holidaying in Cornwall and came home with a bench press. It's a good job I've got a big car.
Yeah, you know, that is what happens in Trago. Anyway, so that... and then I do a little bit of blush there. So that's a different variation for you. But yeah, I mean, but these are just fun, aren't they? It took, what, 5 minutes to do with your kids. Bosh.
Lovely.
Done. Oh, do you know what else I'm going to put on?
Oh, please say sparkles.
Sparkles.
Good girl. No, it makes sense.
Maybe I should do a sparkly nose. You've got all sorts. Hang on, look. You've got all sorts of shapes and sizes in here. These are $1.99 for 50. They're really good. I think I've been watching a little bit too much of The Great.
Oh.
Yeah. All about Catherine the Great. I mean, it's loosely based.
It's a bit like the is it called The Other Boleyn Girl that they did the film? It was historically massively incorrect, but just fascinating.
Yeah, I know the book's lovely.
Great film.
So there we go. Just a little beauty spot there.
Oh yes.
Little sparkly beauty spot.
I'm loving that.
Just quick and easy, right?
John's saying cat unicorns are entirely acceptable. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I think that's supposed to be cat with a hat on, because that's what Margaret suggested.
Oh wow.
Cat with a hat.
Cat in the hat.
But cat unicorn works too.
I don't think matters. Matters little. Matters not, in fact.
Oh, Kerry's on YouTube and she says, I'm loving the show so far. My son's birthday is on Halloween and he'll love everything behind you.
Aha. But that's the thing, isn't it? And what really struck me was just how easy the bags were to make. And you can do the 4 out of 2 fat quarter makes. That pattern looks like this, only you get it on A4.
Oh, it's brilliant.
That is it. So you get the opposites. And it's all, for any of those that haven't seen our patterns, you know, they are all colour printed, pictures with everything.
Absolutely.
All done.
And Claire Angelina is with us and she's a massive fan of that pattern.
She's made millions of those.
She has. She did them as teacher gifts and stuff. Yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Right, pumpkins. Let's have a look. We have got these from Moda.
Yes. While you're lifting those down, lovely Ali.
Ali B or Ali G or Ali F?
Ali Farmer Ali. Over on YouTube.
Oh, hello.
Says, I'd love to be in the choir. I cannot sing, but I mutter enthusiastically.
That's right.
Alto best. She also says, nobody puts Gemma in the corner. Well, except Ash. And she says, the words free half metre comes up automatically on her spell check as she uses it so often.
Nice.
She says that she gets fabric she would not normally choose, but it's widening her fabric knowledge. She's getting to see different brands and styles, and she wants to thank us for that.
Absolute pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. Again, it's just a little way that we can give back to you.
Yes.
It's not all take, as it can't be in life. I'm going to make a pumpkin out of this.
Oh, lovely.
That's what I'm going to do. But these are up. If you buy half metre, you'll get one of the half metres for free.
I mean, this is one of those moments you had earlier where you went, what?
Well, I know, but
we
weren't going to do like the full Halloween show that we planned.
No,
so.
And I sometimes just take matters into my own hands and then Natasha has to roll with it, so... But these fabrics are by me and my sister designs for Moda, and the collection is called Too Cute to Spook. And this is Spidey webs in orange pumpkin.
Do you know what? It's not often that I will thank Peppa Pig. Because I hate Peppa Pig with a vengeance. They body shame Daddy Pig and it's so wrong.
It's really bad.
But I'll take myself a little half metre off there, Jem.
Okay, yeah, I'm adjusting.
But they do talk, rather than being scared of spiders,
yes,
they do have Mr. Skinny Legs.
Mr. Skinny Legs.
Mr. Skinny Legs.
Yep.
So, in honour of Mr. Skinny Legs, yeah, do. Oh, do you know what? The reason that I've got this out is because I know that we've only got 2 of these panels left.
I think it's gone.
Oh, has it? Yeah. But just for those of you that were wondering what it might look like made up into a little bag, this is another bag that Emily and I made.
Yeah.
For her to put a water bottle in to take to school. And I've lined it so it's reversible because I've put 2 more inside.
Brilliant.
So, you know, all of these panels, do feel free to make into little bags, cushions, anything else that you like. So the same if you've got the trick or treat panels that we've got up here. You know, take that pattern, it's got the instructions on it, and just take the measurements and then just use it.
Yes,
right.
Take that moment before you make it just to whip the instructions off it. And
I'm going to make a doorstopper size one. This is not in the pattern, but I just want to show you how. In the pattern you get templates for 3 different sizes, and they will work with fat quarters, I think all of them. Or all bar 1. Can't remember now. It's been a while. What you really want to do with these is have it on a bias. Okay. What do I mean by that? And forgive me for those that I've explained this to you so many times. This is a woven fabric. The warp goes warp and the weft goes left. Right, and that is a stable fabric. Now, as soon as you cut diagonally through, those woven ends can then stretch, and we want that bias here because we want to be able to stuff our pumpkin out, so we want this cut on the bias. Now normally that would be dead set on your 45-degree angle. For this I want it a little bit bigger, so I'm gonna just try and squidge it in, which is why there isn't a template for this, because it's squidged in. But just to make it as big as I can. But it means that I've got lots left over for other ones. But if just, you know, making up the sizes worries you, stick to the templates. That's why they are there. Always. Do you know what, Jem? I might take this up to the school.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. And share with them. Ooh. Oh, I'd forgotten I nicked that blade. I put in one of the new titanium ones, Jem, and then promptly nicked it.
Oh.
And I was gutted. Absolutely gutted. So it just means that every now and then I catch. That's why I left it out. I was going to put replacement blade in.
You knew there was a reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Been asleep since then though, right?
So then I'm going to pop that right sides together. Like so. I'm just going to stitch down that side. That's all the stitching that I'm going to do on the sewing machine for this. In the instructions, if you're getting the pumpkin instructions, it shows you how you can machine baste all the way round.
It does.
For the other, and you just put it on your longest straight stitch and sew around. I would sew around twice. Make sure if you've got a machine that cuts your threads that you pull your threads longer out to start off with, and don't cut them, pull them, so you've got long threads to then pull, and use a polyester thread because it doesn't snap as easily as a cotton.
Yes.
So then what I will do is find myself, here we go, any kind of thread. I've got actually and I call them sort of sacrificial ones. I've got lots of sacrificial things.
Yes, yes.
What do I mean by? Oh, where are they? What have I done with them? Just looking in my spinny thing. Oh, I've spun it around too far. I've got cheaper threads as well. Again, they haven't actually made it down to Cornwall yet, which aren't stranded.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to use a stranded cotton here.
Nice.
Okay. I'm also going to use a doll making needle. This makes so for this bit, I'm going to use the shorter one. Just thread that up.
I think we perhaps need to see the doll making needle on a close up, because trust me, everybody, you don't want to try and do this with a normal needle.
No, you really don't. So
it's one of the first things I made for you, wasn't it?
There. Long one, shorter one, and they do just make all the difference. And the reason that I use the 6-stranded one is it just, especially for the door stopper, because you're going through so many more, there's so much more fabric, it's just more robust than a single thread. So for this, it's non-directional, doesn't matter which is the bottom, which is the top. And I'm just going to do a running stitch about 1/4 inch in all the way around, and I'm going to use that to gather as I go, and I can collect so much on my needle as I go, and then every now and then you're going to have to just pull through.
These are absolutely suitable for beginners as a make.
Oh, well, this is just it, and I sat and did these with Emily.
Yes.
And she did the straight stitching on the machine, and then I did this bit, and then she stuffed it in between stuffing her face with pasta.
Lovely.
It's amazing how many snacks they need when you're just trying to get on.
Isn't it just? Yeah. I can see those of you popping the Me and My Sister's Designs bundle into your basket. Those 3.
Is there a code or anything that they need? For
no,
the 3
it's
loaded.
Have you
done it as a bundle?
Yeah.
And again, if you're buying multiples of that, we will cut them in a continuous length. But
exactly.
These are going to be great for making little bags and things, trick or treat bags or anything like that. I like your idea of pick a treat.
Yes. But you know, exactly what Natasha just said was what I was going to say, insofar as we haven't cut these beforehand. So as much as it says 3 times ½ metre, they will be cut to order. If you want 3 metres, then pop 2 quantity in your basket. And like I say, you're getting, well, a third off, aren't you?
You're getting a metre for free.
Yeah, a metre for
ridiculous.
free. So buy 2 metres, get 1 free. If you want 1.5 metres, you want 2 metres, you know, you go up to 3 units, go up to 4 units.
Incrementally.
Yes.
When you've pulled that taut, I just tend to go through.
Yeah.
And this is where you want this long needle.
This is a very satisfying sit in front of the telly job, this.
It is. Now, for those of you that are going to say to me, but that's a bit too tough on my hands, get your pliers out.
Yes.
You know, pull it through with your pliers. That's absolutely fine. If you don't think, you just want it drawn up. There we go. And then if you want to, you can then just, when you turn it through, I would then go round again around that top bit before I then start to stuff. So again, I'm just going to tie off that end and then go round. So this is, it's not difficult, depending on what you stuff with. You might want to use your pliers just to pull it through.
There's a lot of options.
Was the end of that sentence. I did get there in the end.
There's a lot of options on what you could stuff with, aren't there?
Well, there are. So what I've also put on the show for you today is also our plastic pellets. Now, you know I don't like plastic.
No.
But these were special ones because they are made from the offcuts of industry. So the bits that would have gone into landfill, they have melted down and made into recycled plastic pellets. and so they give a great weight. If you know, if you're making any kind of dolls that you want to sit and have that weight, or any kind of door stopper, the Tilda Goose I've got a whole load in just to hold its butt down, and
oh, it's lovely as well because it just sits so nicely as a result.
It really does. Or you can make Beanie Babies, those types of things with it. And then when whatever it is that you've put it in, if you ever want to reuse them, just take them out, wash them and reuse. So they never need go into landfill. That's the only reason that I've stocked them. I've got 6 packets left and then I've got none. Then they are done, sold. That's all I've got. I'll show you them in just a minute. They're just, again, they're just another really handy thing to have in your stash.
Yes.
And I wouldn't fill the whole thing with it. No. I really wouldn't. I would just put a little pocket of them in the bottom. Just to weight it down. I won't, so that we can load a 7th, Gemma.
Yeah.
Because I know they're going to be popular.
What else would we stuff with, Natasha? What else? Well, what else?
If you want them light or if you want them as pin cushions, I've stuffed a lot of mine with super soft cushion filling. Otherwise, my scraps, my offcuts. Oh, now talking of scraps, by the way, we have got, and here we go, here is my scrap box. I've got all sorts in here. We've got scrap bags are back. We've managed to make another 20 odd. So
we have.
Our scraps, when we say scraps, they are really sizable, aren't they?
Yes. We're not talking the stuff that Natasha's pulling out of her box here.
No, that gets used for stuffing and fill. And so my bolster cushions, I love bolster cushions, and I stuff my bolster cushions with all my leftover because it just gives that little bit of extra weight. But if you want to see the pellets, what did I do with them? What did I do with them? I'll open this up. Because I would just make a little packet of them.
Yes.
I wouldn't just tip them in. I mean, you can if you want to just tip them in. Can't open them, Jen.
That's okay. But they are little pellets.
They're just little plastic pellets, like I say. They're from the offcuts of industry that then get.
Well, that's a satisfying noise, isn't it?
It's really satisfying.
But that's really loud next to your mic.
But that's why I would put them into a little something. Organza bag if you've, bought a bit of jewellery or something. Got that left over. Anything like that.
But those in the bottom of there would be fabulous.
Yeah, just make a little calico bag or anything just in there, just to give it that weight. If you're going to use it as a door stopper. Obviously, you have to have children that will not then throw it around the house like mine clearly will. And use it as a football. So have a good old rummage through your scraps. But yeah, we've got scrap bags and they are fabulous value for money. And a lot of people use them for applique because they've got all sorts of different stuff. It saves you buying like a huge amount of stuff, doesn't it?
Yes.
And again, it's that we only sell really great quality fabric here.
Yes.
Like that's something that I insist on. The ethos of Natasha Makes when I started it up was that if fabric didn't sell, I wouldn't mind keeping it myself.
Correct.
It's not really the case. It's not really what happens at all. But so it was all stuff that I would be happy to have myself. I love going through my scrap box because it reminds me of all the different makes that we've made. That there's stuff from when we did dog coats and all sorts.
I love this. This whole feeling of being able to stuff it all into the different,
Yeah, and this is why, because it's on the bias, that's why you can really stuff it in there.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Yeah. Very satisfying, but again, small hands could get involved with the stuffing
Well,
part.
that's just it, and that's exactly what Emily Alice did. So she really felt like she'd been involved and she'd been crafting and she'd had a really nice day off because she was not happy that her brother was going to school and she was not.
I mean, not fair. She loved it, didn't she? She really loved school, really and the headmaster was very impressed with her.
Yeah. Yeah, can I have a prayer bomb moment?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah,
absolutely, so you should.
Yeah, he did say, so I keep forgetting that she's only 3. He said because she's doing all of the big kids' work. Because the class, there are only 2. It's a really tiny village school. And there are only 2 classes. So she's in with older kids already. And he's like, I just keep forgetting that she's only 3. He said she's writing. She writes her name. I was like, I know. She writes it.
She writes many things.
Everywhere. And he's like, she just wants to do everything. He said, and I'm actually excited. How often do you hear this from a teacher? I'm actually excited to teach her.
Well, she has got a big brother to put in his place. Thank you, please. Can't be having him think that he is in any way superior just because he's, 5 years older.
Yeah, 4 years older, yeah. Yes. So, and you just... So
in your place, Frederick James.
Right.
I am Emily Alice and I am the best in the world at everything.
The world's best, yes. Yes. Yes, he is also the headmaster that said, I've got a few other determined little girls. It's like, righto, good. Glad that we've all got the measure of her.
Immediately.
So I'm going to leave, if I remember, like enough of a little gap to stick my my stem in. But otherwise I'm not too worried. And I'm not going to make it like super duper. It doesn't need to be super duper accurate or neat or anything. It just needs to be pulled up. And you can squidge it around as much as you like. And then I'm just going to keep. I'm going to double up now with my thread, so it's going to be 12 strands because this is a big one. This is the biggest size that I've ever made, and again it's used just a little squidge more than a fat quarter. And you can go in either way. I'm going to go in through the base and use your cutting mat to sort of push down, because you are going to go through, and it would just be careful. But there you go, you can just see that needle coming out, and that's where I would get a pair of pliers and just help you pull it through. Back in through the base.
It's another satisfying moment where you can go and get something out of your other crafty kit. I've got fabulous pliers in my jewellery making stuff.
Yeah. And it doesn't, as close on the middle as you can manage, but don't stress over it.
Mine wasn't in any way precise, and yet the finished thing looks beautiful.
Well, nature isn't always precise, is it? And this is the short needle as well. Just there it is. So you've got a longer one as well. So you can just see, you can move these around. And again, because I've gone so you can start to just create those little sections of your pumpkin and then just tie it off. Just remember that you've got a long needle here, so you're going to have to tie off earlier than you think, because otherwise you're not going to get it through. Or like me earlier, I end up bending a needle going, I can't do this, I can't do this. So that's why if you do have like a cheaper thread, then use that, because you will go through it. There we go. And I try and sort of divide it into 5. that rule of threes and odd numbers, isn't it? It looks better.
Yeah. Things in nature should be in odd numbers. Yeah. Little groups of 3. So always again, good.
Just be careful when you're pushing it down. You see, because the angle that it's at for the screen, I can't always see where it's coming up. And so just roughly divide it into 5. I didn't let Emily do this bit, by the way.
No. This is a time to distract her, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Sometimes we just need to distract those small people so that they don't get cross that they're not allowed to do the big jobs.
There it is. Oh, it's not quite going to be long enough to do my last one.
Aww.
That's annoying. Matters little. Bear and with. Yeah, do you know what? If you got... I just think that... in the book, they've got like a spidery where they've carved it with spiders. Well, you don't have to now, do you? You've got this. And once it's made, like you can zhuzh it about and make it. I'm just going to put one more around there. Having said do 5, I'm going to, Jem. I'm going to actually follow my own advice.
Yes,
I know. It is quite amazing.
Oh, Jimmy's having problems with the internet
Morning,
tonight.
Jimmy. I did wonder where you were this morning, my love. We were missing you.
Ali says, my internet's not too good either, not to mention learning this predictive text on this pad thing I'm using.
Can you can't you turn it off, Ali?
Well, Auntie Lizzie says, I think you can turn it off. I did on my device. It drove me nuts. Well, more nuts than usual.
I love you lot.
Yes. You are our people.
You are. Bless you.
Yes.
And if you put your tails through the bottom there, here we go, then it just ends up looking like you've got a base. Not that you're going to necessarily look at it as the base, but there we go. Oops.
Oh yeah, don't you know, catch yourself with the needle.
No.
That's not in the plan.
No, really not.
I mean, I'm not even sure if we've got any, dinosaur plasters or anything.
Oh no.
I have actually got a proper first aid kit, but you do quite prefer
I prefer the
cartoon
dinosaur
plasters.
Yeah.
Miss Emily's told you that it hurts less when you have a pretty plaster on, and so you seem to have gone with that life advice.
I'm going to be honest, Gemma, it's all that I have at home.
Yeah.
Would be dinosaur plasters.
Meg's allergic to the adhesive on plasters.
She's not alone.
Yeah, and so
I think it's quite a common thing.
But the sensitive ones quite often have like little creatures on and things. I had some with bugs on. Like little creepy crawlies and things. Oh, Auntie Lizzie says that's a fab-sized pumpkin.
Well, isn't it?
It's a good one, isn't it?
It is a good one.
I actually think it looks a bit smaller from the overhead. It's all a bit, it looks flatter on the overhead for sure.
You can zhuzh it.
You can zhuzh. We like a good zhuzh.
It's quite a good weight though. It is quite a good weight. And if you want, you can make them wider, you can make them bigger. Oh, yes. If you've got a hole from the middle, then go for it. If you haven't, then you might just have a little poke around. It might be that you can there you go, pop it through in a bit that you didn't quite sew fully together.
Amazing.
And that is it.
Amazing.
That is it. And if you want it more central, then that's fine. Just snip yourself just a tiny hole in there and stick it through. And if you want to glue it with a little bit of pin flare, then you can. But because of those barbs, they tend not to come out.
But the glue gel would be the one you'd recommend.
Yeah, always. But
yeah, pin flare makes some quite special adhesives. They are rather good.
Look at that.
It looks amazing.
It looks great, and it's got,
really
of course,
does.
it's got all the spiders and stuff on it. This could be your free
Wow.
half metre. You know, this could be the one that you're getting. When you buy 2, you get your 3rd for free.
Yes, in that bundle. So you buy the bundle, and you get 1 of each. So
you don't have to put in a code or anything.
No, spidey webs in orange, spidey webs in black, and then the we've got the bats as well.
Bat,
and we're only charging you for 2 of the half metres in that trio. Jo has come up with a really brilliant point, which I'm in love with. Okay. She says this could be a spider's body. Can you imagine with great big what do you call them? Pipe cleaners. Pipe cleaner legs.
Amazing, yes.
Pipe cleaner legs. You could have spiders.
Amazing.
I've got some big spiders that I put all over my house that have got big pipe cleaner legs. Make me very happy. But they're about this size. It would just be brilliant. I've never seen them sold since.
Vicky, this is for you.
Oh, look at that.
So, yeah.
I think she's probably on a work call now. But other people might want to see it, you know. Because it is rather special.
I rather like it with the purple as well.
Yes.
In fact, they all were.
Yes.
There you go. So,
as much as that bundle was selected to go with the autumn fields.
I know. But I think autumnal, it has all the autumnal going on there.
Absolutely.
So there we go. That is that. So do you know what? Just delve in and have a treat yourself, because we've done it on treaty type prices for you. So yeah. There they are.
We have a busy old set today, because otherwise we would have shown you the new Kaffe. It is available on the website.
Do make the most of that tomorrow with John.
Look at those.
I know, it's a
Natasha,
proper harvest festival, isn't it?
It really is.
So these were made out of fat quarters from the Tim Holtz, the trio, where you get your free pumpkin pattern with those trios. But otherwise, that's the one. Yeah,
let's just make everyone aware that trio we have low stock of. You know, it is available for as long as it's available, and then it's not.
Whilst we've got stock, but it's lovely, and it's Tim Holtz, isn't it? It's a very, very high quality cloth, because his are always laser printed. They're not screen printed.
Yes.
And you have to, in order to do that process, have a really smooth, good quality base cloth. Not that any of the fabric that we sell here isn't good quality, but just, you know, compared to other stuff that's out there, shall we just say?
Sure. Yeah. And those 3 fat quarters are $11.99. You're getting a pattern worth $5.99
for free with the templates and everything.
Yeah.
So you get 3 different sizes of your templates there. So you can make a little pincushion size one, or whatever. In fact, I made Kaffe one out of one of his fabrics.
You did. You did.
Alrighty, my lovelies. Whimsy. Have I done one in PU? Do you know, I haven't because of the stretch.
Yeah.
It needs to be cotton so that you've got that bias stretch to really fill and get that nice.
Natasha, I'm gonna push you under the bus now.
Go on.
You need to make one out of the black, and we need to find some black pipe cleaners, and we need to have a spider. I mean, by Halloween, I'm not gonna, make you do it now the second, but you do need to do one.
Okay.
And we need to get pipe cleaners, and we need a spider.
I've got pipe cleaners.
Okay, good. Black ones?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And don't blame me. Don't blame me.
Who am I blaming?
It's not my fault. It's Jo Standage's fault.
Jo.
She came up with Spider's body.
You. All right then. Fair enough. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We will be back tomorrow with that there John Cole Morgan and 65. Well, actually 64, because our supplier forgot to put one in the box, and that is on its way now.
It should be with us though, shouldn't it?
Should
imminently.
Be.
If it's here. And then if not, it's one of the most beautiful ones in the whole wide world, so you need it
anyway. So do join us tomorrow, where we will be taking a close look at the brand new Kaffe Fassett Collective fabrics. And I mean, a lot of you have already started buying, so I've only got a bolt of each this time. Yes. So do check out those, because when they are gone, they are gone. Join us for John tomorrow. Take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.